Welcome in, everybody. It is time for your DLLS Cowboys Podcast. It's a game preview show. We're getting ready to whoop the Detroit Lions and march our way to the postseason. Who's stopping them? Nobody. Show starts. Meow. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome into the DLLS Cowboys Podcast. It is a preview show, the game preview show powered by our friends at Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets. Download the Game Time app. Create an account. Use the code DLLS. You get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. What time is it? Yeah, welcome in, everybody. We're getting ready for the Detroit Lions tomorrow. Make sure that you are here for our pre- and post-game show.
Do you always say Detroit?
Detroit.
The
Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions.
Detroit.
Le Lions. The Lions. Cowboys going to whoop them. It's going to be great. And our Cyber Monday deal was extended for 1 day. This is the very end of it. 67% off to become a diehard. Only $26 for your first year. And when you pay that $26 for your first year, you get to pick a free T-shirt. And you could pick the shiesty shirt. You could go stay shiesty. Stay shiesty, my friend.
Look at that.
Yeah, you could pick that bad boy when you sign
you
up.
order them shirts now to get here before Christmas. I don't know that. I just made that up.
Yeah, they absolutely will.
But they will.
They will. Yeah. It's not a guarantee, but they will.
Flying up.
I'm pretty sure that they get there within like a week, give or take. I should stop talking. But I think that's about right. Because mine came within a week. My last order came within a week. That's just what I need you guys to know. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Jeff.
Yeah, LFA.
I'm next to former Cowboy wide receiver Jesse Holley.
Yeah.
What about? He's next to the greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys that's on this set, Mr. Ali Jawad.
I hate when old men hit my nipples.
Yeah, that's facts.
No,
that's
God.
facts.
That's wild.
All right, it's a game preview show, man. We're going to start with the Cowboys defense and what they can do against the Detroit Lions offense. I do say Detroit, turns out. I say Detroit. What can they do against the Detroit? I put an extra E in there. The Detroit Lions offense. And I have some fun things from the data den. Quinnen Williams is pretty much the best run defender in football right now.
He is.
Yeah.
He is pretty much. There's an ESPN article where they did like 119 things. Might have been 109. And it was each player that's best at any skill we can think of. And Quinnen Williams was the one listed as best run defender. We got the numbers to back it up. And obviously the giant difference the last 3 weeks versus the rest of the season. Burn the first 9 games. Mm-hmm. They don't matter because it's not this Cowboys defense. And the nerd number that I saw it off of was, I think, win probability added. Don't worry about it. Just know that you were 32nd in the league. And with Quinnen, what did we ask for? We didn't ask to be the best.
Middle of the road.
At
We
least
said, can we be okay?
Yeah, it's the 20s, middle of the road-ish.
Since adding him, 17th.
There you go.
Okay.
17th, not
That's all you
32nd.
need.
That's all we need.
That's all we need.
Is the 17th best defense in the NFL good enough to deal with the Detroit Lions offense?
I'll say this. They're going to need every bit of that run-stopping ability of Quinnen Williams this weekend. This Thursday. And here's why. Because the Cowboys, with the addition of Quinnen Williams, they've adjusted. And as you should, as a coach, when you acquire new assets, the best coaches shouldn't say, this is my scheme and I'm going to try to fit, round circles into square pegs or holes or whatever it is. Yep. Circles into square, whatever that is.
Round peg, square hole.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, round pegs and square holes, whatever that is. It should be more of, how can I adjust to these players that I have? And Eberflus, by force or by willingness, has done that. He's going to a more of a 5-man front, and that's allowed the Cowboys to match up with most of the offensive lines that they face, 5-on-5, which means Quinnen Williams, one of the best defensive tackles in all of football, gets more one-on-one coverage more often than not, unless you have another all-pro type of center or guard that he's facing, he's probably going to whoop up on him more often than not, right? Well, here's why it's going to be extremely important to do that this Thursday against the Detroit Lions. Because the way that they operate, they are on a string when it comes to running the football. And what they want to do is they want to, and this is a combination of what the line does and what the running back does, or how their running game goes, is they do a lot of pressing the front side, winding back towards the backside. So counter action, wind back, whatever you want to call it. And so for guys like Quinnen Williams, you're going to have a lot of times, you may have that level of what they call a deuce block or a dual block, where you have the center and the guard comes and pins down on you. That running back is going to take that front side because he wants that linebacker just to flow with the rest of the group. And then once he does that, that guard slams that man down on the center, gets to that second level, and that running back comes right behind that. And that running back is usually Jahmyr Gibbs.
He's good.
And the thing about Jahmyr Gibbs is if he gets to that second level,
It's over.
you know, I think DeMarvion Overshawn is a great athlete.
You ain't catching
Like
that
him,
dude.
you're not catching him.
You ain't catching that
You're
dude.
not arm tackling him, and you're not catching him if he gets in the open space. And one of the requirements for this Detroit Lions wide receiver group, they block downfield. They're going to block. Tight ends are going to block. Receivers are going to block downfield, and they're just looking for a crease. So it's going to be imperative, super imperative for guys like Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, and Osa Digizua to recreate that line of scrimmage, to get the penetration so that they can't dual block or deuce block. And now that guard can't get to the second level, and that back doesn't have the ability to press the front side of the play and then wind it back or counter back the opposite way. So everything that you said that Quinnen Williams is, he needs to be on display more than ever, because they are going to try to run the ball. If they have Amon-Ra, if Amon-Ra is limited, they're going to try to run the ball 25, 30 times a game,
50.
waiting
50.
for that opportunity to bust a 50 or 60-yard run.
Yeah, and I think this is like, well, look at this matchup, and like this is it, right? You mentioned up to 17th with Quinnen Williams. Like you feel like this is what it culminates to, like the big test that you want for this run defense. And it does start up front, and talking about Jahmyr Gibbs. So the Lions actually lead the NFL in runs of 20 yards or more with 13. 10 of those have come from Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, their interior O-line has been an issue. They had to ask Frank Ragnow to come out of retirement.
And
That's
that
not
didn't
happening.
work out.
Yeah, that did not work out.
I need to ask Frank. I'll ask Frank some questions after you're done. I got some questions for Frank.
So that tells you it's been an issue, and you feel like, okay, if it's been an issue in the interior, they had to ask someone to come out of retirement. That didn't work out. Like, this should be a perfect game for Quinnen Williams and these guys, Osa, Kenny, to really take over. Tackling is going to be a big thing in this game. The missed tackles have been an issue with this team. They're 9th in missed tackles. Can't have that in this game. You mentioned when he gets to the second level, it's pretty much over.
Okay, I need to talk to Frank for a second, and then I'm gonna circle right back to something.
Frank was bugging, but go ahead. Frank was tripping.
Frank Ragnow, one of the best offensive linemen in football, one of the best centers in football, retired a little early. You know,
Body was beat up.
Body was beat up. Got to take care of my body. I'm retired. Lions have some struggles on the offensive line. Weren't able to really replace him at center. So Frank Ragnow, was it a week ago?
Yeah, about a
week and a half.
Week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
Says I'm coming out of retirement. Frank Ragnow goes to take a physical with the Lions. Just run-of-the-mill thing. You know, he's back, run through there, do the physical. Grade 3 hamstring strain. Can't pass the physical, you can't play. What did you think? If your hamstring didn't work, why did you say you were coming out of retirement?
A grade 3 hamstring is damn near close to the hamstring being off the bone a little bit. Like, that's one of the severe ones.
Did Frank run into money problems?
I don't know, but
What are you doing, Frank?
Man, Frank.
I love the name Frank.
Frank might have been on a couple of those Michelob Ultras before he decided. They probably called Frank. Frank was at the crib.
What are you doing, Frank?
And was like, that's what they said. What you doing, Frank? He's like, oh, nothing. Down here in Detroit.
Feeling good.
Feeling good.
One
Did
leg.
he hurt it
anyway.
last year?
Huh?
Did he hurt his hand like playing last year? Was that?
I don't
even know.
I want to know. Like, you've been out this long. Like
when you said I'm coming back and showed up dragging one leg, what was your plan?
A grade 3 is crazy. Like, you just hurt that.
I'm back, boys.
I'm back.
Anyway, to Ali's point, this is how I know the Cowboys are going to lose this game.
Oh,
okay.
I love this matchup for the Cowboys.
Oh,
I love this matchup for the Cowboys. I think what you just talked about, they have struggles on the interior of the offensive line. One of the starting guards has been out forever.
Glasgow's been struggling at center.
What's that?
Glasgow's been struggling too at center, yeah.
They never really got the center play replaced. Taylor Decker is not the player that he once was, but especially on the interior, they've got some struggles on that line. The Cowboys' new strength of their defense is the interior. Jared Goff isn't a great pocket navigator when he has to move around inside the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
He has one of the quickest times to throw in football, and still his pressure rate is in the middle of the pack. People are getting to Jared Goff, and he's not great at, like, the Lions are still a good team.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this to tear them down. I'm saying the matchup for Dallas, I really like it.
Yeah.
Especially if Amon-Ra St. Brown is either out or limited, and it's Jameson Williams and that offensive line against your interior and a quarterback that doesn't move great, that you're pressuring quickly on the interior. Osa and Quinnen Williams as a tandem, when they're on the field together, their pressure rate is almost 50%. Almost 50. Now, it's also a wonky stat because their results on those plays are bad. So, like, they're getting there, but then,
everybody behind
those guys back there, not so much. And so, like, I really like the matchup, which is how I know that the Cowboys are going to lose, because it makes all the sense in the world that the way you're set up defensively, and it's not even just that. So, if I tell you, when you play Osa and Quinnen together, you pressure the quarterback on almost 50% of dropbacks. That's an insane number, right? Okay, so behind them, it hadn't been great on those plays. But you've also been having a bunch of bridges, and has Kyrie Irving played 3 weeks ago maybe? Like, the Cowboys secondary, I think, is getting better. Because now, in theory, Trayvon Diggs,
almost,
Deron Bland, Savone Revel, Reddy Stewart, like, they have 5, Kalen Carson. You have 5 that you don't mind playing. And now, in theory, all 5 of them are here. Bridges, for example, when he's played football, like, he is the most targeted cornerback in football. When he steps on a football field, teams go, ooh,
throw it that way.
Coming to get him. If you can start taking those little pieces out and get the good that you have with this matchup, it makes sense that the Cowboys defense will have a solid game against the Detroit Lions offense, which is why they won't. But it makes sense.
So are you saying the Cowboys are going to Cowboy?
No, what's happening here is I'm afraid. Okay. That's what's happening here. Because when we talk about the other side of the ball, I feel the same way. I think this matchup for a team that beat the Cowboys 47-9 last year, I think this is a good matchup for Dallas. And that just worries me because like, everything is going so well, and now you're playing the third of 3 in your gauntlet, and analytically and in my brain,
you say a loss is supposed to be coming soon.
Well, I'm saying this matchup is a Cowboys win, and every time that I get excited or happy in life,
the opposite happens.
It's Jenga, something gets yanked. And so I don't know. I just have a hard time being too optimistic, but I like this matchup for Dallas.
And I will also say for the Cowboys defense is where they have to train their mind. And it's kind of, I know the league is changing, but it's kind of, for the thinking of a defensive player, it throws you off a little bit because you're so used to saying, hey, if we get to 4th down, we're off the field.
Yeah.
Not against Detroit. Not against Detroit. You have to train your mind and go, hey, fellas, it's 4-down territory just about every time with these guys. These guys are going to go for it. And so at the end of the game, you're talking about adding 6, 8, 10, maybe more plays if they continue to go for it on 4th down to whatever the number is that you normally play, 60, 65 snaps. Add another 6 to 10 snaps onto that because they're going to go for it a lot on 4th down. So you got to try to train your brain to go, we don't get a chance to get off the field on 3rd down. Unless it's 3rd and long, If it's anything third and interim, is third and medium, third and short, they're going for it. Fourth and run. They're going for it. They're thinking 4 down every single time they get a chance.
Shoddy mentioned 3rd down is technically 4th down against his team, and then he said that on 4th downs, we'll be saving some of our plays that we want to run 3rd downs for 4th downs to try and stop.
See, I don't understand what you just said there. That's some Jason Garrett stuff.
Today
is Monday.
That was the response.
It's Wednesday.
That was our head coach.
Thursday will be Tuesday, and on Sunday we'll be playing on a Friday. You got it, Coach. We'll catch up with your guys' Super Chats. Please smash the like button while you're here as we're getting ready for Cowboys and Lions tomorrow. We'll take a look at the Cowboys offense and the chances that they have against the Detroit Lions defense next on the DLLS Cowboys Podcast.
Let me tell you about my friends at Game Time. Now, I know the Cowboys are smoking hot, and you should want to get tickets to Cowboys games as well. They got a good run coming up. But even bigger, no, not yet. This is a little bit premature
Game
there.
time.
Yeah, almost there. But even bigger than the Cowboys, because the Cowboys, America's team. But with Game Time app, you can get the World Cup. That means the whole world, Craig. You can get tickets to the World Cup. So all you have to do is download the Game Time app, use the promo code DLLS, and get $20 off your first purchase. So you can go to a Cowboy game, you can go to the World Cup, you can go to a play, you can go to a comedy show. It doesn't matter. You should use the Game Time app. All you have to do, and what's the thing I love the most is you go in there, all in prices. You click the seat to where you're going to sit at, and they'll show you, hey, here's where you're going to sit. And the price that you see is the price that you pay. So if you want to take the guesswork out of getting soccer tickets or Cowboy tickets, download the Game Time app and use the promo code DLLS for $20 off today.
Shout out to our friends at Aura Frames as well. It is the holiday season, and I will tell you something about me when it's holiday season. Your boy waits till the eve of Christmas, runs up in a store and sees if there's anything left on the end cap, and will that work for somebody? That's a bad idea. Yeah. Aura Frames is a wonderful gift. It's a great last-minute lifesaver for you. What you can do with it, it's a frame. You download the Aura app, you connect to Wi-Fi, and you can upload unlimited photos and video. You can preload photos before it ships.
Even those photos.
So they open the gift and they go, or they go, oh, whatever you put on there. It's Aura Frames, and it's absolutely the best gift you can get for a limited time. Save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com. You get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames. Named #1 by Wirecutter by using the promo code DLLS at checkout. That's AURAFrames.com, promo code DLLS. The deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. All right, let's talk Cowboys offense, Detroit Lions defense, and staying in the theme of the last segment. Unfortunately, I do like this matchup as well. And maybe we're entering a part of my life where I am allowed to have good things.
Okay.
And what makes sense to me will happen, even if it is a positive result. Maybe I should not expect disaster here. But I will tell you, as we go through and talk about some of these matchups, Cowboys offense, Lions defense, I feel good about this one too.
You should.
I feel good about this one too.
You should.
Step one. I'm going to tell you a couple of things the Detroit Lions like to do. The Detroit Lions like to play base defense more than most, which means they like to have 3 linebackers on the field, even when you have 3 wide receivers on the field. Something else the Detroit Lions like to do is the Detroit Lions. They like to play man defense.
Yeah, single high safety, man.
More than most.
Yep.
So they are one of those teams that Dan Campbell is old school. Let's get some guys down there in the box. Let's defend this run. Let's play big boys. We'll ask a lot of our corners. Won't have as much safety help as some. It is CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. If the Detroit Lions play Detroit Lions football, boy, I set the over-under for CeeDee and George at 250.
No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you 100%. When you watch these guys on film,
Look at George.
And part of look at
George.
Just
what they gonna do about that?
Just put him out wide and let him go to work. Yeah, just let him go to work.
You think Rocky Ya-Sin is gonna shut him down?
I doubt it.
Okay,
I doubt it. I doubt it. The biggest issue with now, Aaron Glenn has moved on. Who was a DC a year ago? He's moved on to be the head coach of the New York Jets, and so they had Kelvin Shepard step in there. The biggest issue with his defense has just been they haven't been getting to the quarterback. So if you're going to play single high safety, you're going to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage, then you need your guys like Aleem McNeil. You need Aiden Hutchinson. You need, all those guys that you have up front to get to the quarterback. Over the last 2 games, they have given up 600 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns.
Let's get it.
Like, they only have, I think, 4 sacks in the last 4 weeks of football that they've played, and the last 4 games that they've played. And that's just, you can't have that type of thing. And even Aiden Hutchinson, I think he has 1.5 sacks over that time as well. So if you're going to play that level of coverage in the back end, single high safety, man-to-man, base defense, then you have to get to the quarterback. You got to get quarterbacks off their spot. You have to create pressure. You can't allow them to sit back there and pick your defense apart, because I'm of the belief that even if you had primetime Deion Sanders, he couldn't cover for 5 or 6 seconds in man-to-man coverage. It's just not a thing that you can do, especially with the level of athletes that we have in football today. So Dan Campbell and Kelvin Shepard, they've decided that, hey, this is what we're going to be as a defense, but they just haven't held at their end of the bargain with getting to the quarterback. If I'm Kelvin and company, as far as how I call my defense this week going up against the 2 horses that the Cowboys have on the outside, I mix in some other stuff. I mix in some too high shell. I mix in some things that, can maybe get you off kilter a little bit. I maybe mug some guys in and then drop guys underneath some of the routes that you run. And we'll talk more about George Pickens in the slant route in KBBU, but that's a route that you have to make sure that you protect. Everyone's talking about it now. I wonder where they heard that first.
It's my favorite thing now is that sports TV nationally has become the reaction to what was said on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
Yeah, just like kind of off base a little bit. I saw a clip this morning from Dan Orlowski.
He found what we found 6 weeks ago.
Take a guess what he talked about. What we did 6 weeks ago, we talked about it on the show. We did it in KBBU, and it's all about the action, the play action, and the Cowboys spinning their
pulling guards
and their centers
pro.
out. It's kind of, I said, wow, man.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Thank you guys for watching DLLS Cowboys show. But this Cowboys offense has an opportunity to definitely go off for another week. But I just have a sneaky suspicion, and Shadi kind of tongue in cheek in the media this week talked about I reached out to Kelvin Shepard, and I let him know that, hey,
he mentioned that
George
yesterday.
Pickens is going to run slants this week.
He will run a couple.
He's going to run a couple this week. So I have a sneaky suspicion that the Lions will have some sort of tricky scheme to try to look like one thing and then transform to something else to try to get underneath that slant. I hope that the Cowboys are ready for it, because they'll have something. Detroit will have something for them.
Yeah, but the opportunity should be there. Detroit, they've allowed 45 plays of 20 yards or more, and then they're third in completions allowed of 20 yards or more. So the opportunities really, should be there, and of course being down Terry on Arnold as well. Just
PTB too.
But one thing I want to highlight too with this offense, because I asked CeeDee Lamb this question earlier this week. Do you feel like you guys are still missing that big signature win on the road? Because they were in Denver a couple weeks ago, and the crowd noise can be a factor in this game. And he talked about that, blocking out the noise, just get out there, block it out, make the big plays, silence the crowd. And the Cowboys have committed 17 false start penalties this season. You don't want to put yourself in that position where, all right, it's 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 5, all of a sudden false start, you're backed up. And so being able to overcome the crowd noise, being able to, I talked about signature road win. I think that's what this team is missing. I think it starts with the offense making those big plays and Dak Prescott and being efficient on third downs, where they've, been really good this season, 5th best third down conversion team in the league. And we talk about the big plays to Lamb and Pickens. Even if they're not catching the ball, Pickens is first in DPI calls, 10 on the season. Lamb CD is. Sorry, I said Pickens. CD is. Pickens is tied for 5th right now in that category. So there's a lot of ways they can get him, I think.
I want to make sure we stay caught up on the Super Chats. I apologize for not shouting you guys out earlier. Hit the like button while you're here. Super Chats. We got Justin in here. He said, Jesse had heavy criticism about the physicality of this team to start the year. How do you feel about it now?
They're still not a physical football team. Don't mistake a physical player for a physical team. I think you're thinking about Javonte Williams being a physical runner, but no one looks at the Cowboys as a physical football team. They just don't. This team is still more of a finesse level football team.
See,
there's levels to this whole physical thing that I don't think they've quite matched yet.
See, that's his ego talking. Man doesn't want to back down. I said it. 10 toes.
Nah, If I'm listen, when I'm wrong, I'll admit. Listen, I came off my stance about CeeDee Lamb being the only number one on this team.
Yeah.
And if you're right, you're right. If you're not, I'm not going to
Jesse, we went to Oxnard and you told Shoddy how to be a man.
That's right.
Yeah, I didn't tell Shoddy.
What about this? Y'all are welcome.
I didn't tell Shoddy how to be a man.
Jesse toughened him up, made him go get Quinnen Williams so they could be tough. Justin's in the super chat again. How much do you think Flus finally meeting the players where they are? Is Flus getting desperate enough to change versus Shoddy's influence? That is a good question because the Cowboys' insistence on so much zone defense earlier in the season with players that it's not what they're best at and while just getting torched repeatedly was insane. And like now as Savone Revel enters your lineup, he's barely played snaps of zone defense in his life. Mm-hmm. And so when you're leaning into the things that your players are like, I mean, I'll try my best, and you get torched repeatedly, that's a bad thing. I think Flus has made progress. Our guy has made progress, and that's important. Ken's in the super chat. Jaden Blue has been in the doghouse for immaturity. What exactly does that mean? Not paying attention? Being late? They claim it's not a playbook issue. That one I think, to me, that one's hard to answer. Jesse, you could give a general idea of what that means in a locker room, but I'll say even when he got his opportunities, you saw a guy who didn't have a ton of experience. Like, he wasn't the workhorse at Texas for 2 or 3 years, right? He was an incredible athlete that I thought had good tape running the football. In the NFL, I thought he looked a step slow. I thought that you could see that whether it's I'm thinking about the play is or whether it's everything is happening faster and the players are better, I was surprised in that even when he had the ball, I thought that he looked different. Yeah. Like it was hesitant. Like it was like, I'm not sure. It wasn't just, let's go.
And that's part of the problem is well, one, and I've tried to explain it to a lot of different times, especially coming out of training camp. When you're not the guy, you have to do more. So that means playing special teams, which Jaden Blue didn't do. And you don't have time to hold, especially a running back hand. I don't have time to hold your hand. I have to know that you know, because if you go the wrong way, if you're not following the track on where the running track should be, then you throw the lineman off, and now you're taking tackles for loss. I don't have time to give up those downs. And you know what I'm saying? It's not like you get a lot of opportunities to hit a run the way that you're supposed to hit it. So it is, some of it is the immaturity of, coming to work every single day. A lot of things is now when I was playing, we had physical paper playbooks, right? So coach couldn't tell whether or not you studied.
Now you got
these
trackers on you.
Now you got these right here. You got these iPads. And so when a coach gives you the iPad, every single iPad, a coach can go on the computer or tell one of his assistants, hey, tell me how much Jaden Blue has studied this week.
Was it Kyler at 0? Who had the 0?
Manziel.
Johnny Manziel. Yeah. He had 0.
Right.
Like, oh, you never once looked at anything. Okay.
And so when they go in there and they're looking at, Blue's iPad, and they're going, for someone who's trying to get on the field, you studying for 35 minutes in a week doesn't quite show me you want to get on the field. So it's an accumulation of a bunch of things that go on for young football players. And again, there isn't much draft stock that was put into him. He's a 5th round pick. Like, that is one of those things where if we hit and it's a really good thing, great. If we don't, eventually what'll happen is they'll go, we're going to draft the running back next year as well, probably in the 5th round. And if he can come along and get this thing going as faster than you can, see ya.
I mean, Malik Davis is over him now. That should say a lot.
Yeah, they cut him 17 times.
He's been around. He's been around.
Dr. Doom is in the super chat. Hey, y'all, we're Sleepy, a.k.a. Clarence, the shiesty instigator Hill.
Mark Parsons
is he on a plane? He was in the chat. Okay. Look, we have 2 beat writers on our staff.
I told him to get out.
And so if there is stuff going on at the Star, or if you got to travel for a game or whatever, Clarence is going to go because he won't let Ali go.
Clarence is chatting on what's called, if he's not the returner, he has to be able to block and tackle.
Clarence,
I guess what we talking about?
Clarence, you do me a huge favor.
He doesn't play special teams.
Do me a huge favor. Go do something else. The second wicket is out. Maybe give that a look.
Mugaleta.
Do something else. But Mugaleta.
Call Mugaleta. See how much George Pickens want.
We do have more Cowboys offense against the Lions defense things that I want to get to, but we'll jam them into the fourth segment, or it could pair with what we're doing next anyway. So coming up next, it is time for KBBU, No Ball Better University, and we're going to step into the film room, and let's take a look at George Pickens and what's going on with this one dominant route of his. It's next.
The roof is on fire. Well, I hope that your roof is not on fire. But if you have a leaky roof or a damaged roof, because we are in the storm season, then I need you to head on over to visit my friends at Qualys Roofing and Construction. And here's why I love Qualys. One is because over 700 5-star review, averaging a 4.9 rating. And they're the most trusted and honest and good people in North Texas and in Austin. So here's what you got to do. All you got to do is reach out to them, 817-500-9008, or go to QualisGC.com to get your free roof inspection. And they're giving out gifts. Get a free roof inspection, get a free DLLS t-shirt. A Shite t-shirt is available. Yeah. Or if they decide, hey, you got something wrong with your roof and you use Qualys, they're giving out free gifts. You get a free Traeger grill or a Blackstone flat top grill. So head on over, holler at my friends at Qualys GQ Roofing and Construction.
Also, shout out to our friends at Mack Weldon. You know what I like to do? I like to find somebody who makes the clothes that are comfy for me, and then I want all their stuff. Yeah. You know, it makes life easier. You need your workout clothes? Cool. You need your stylish clothes? Cool. You gonna go camping? Cool.
Let's go.
Mack Weldon has all of that stuff, whether it's something that you want to take to wear to the gym or you're doing a night out, whatever. Mack Weldon has the best clothes out there, and they're very comfortable. You got shirts, shorts, hoodies, and more. MackWeldon.com is your website. Their new tech linen line, it combines the easy charm of classic linen. I like linen.
Yeah,
like linen. Combine that with the Cool Max technology, boy, now you are cooking.
Linen spells wealth.
Yeah, it's nice. Go ahead, get the breathable clothes you can feel comfortable in all summer. Hit up our friends at Mack Weldon. Go over to their website. It's MackWeldon.com, and you get 25% off that first order of $125 or more with the promo code DLLS. That's MackWeldon.com, promo code DLLS. And just a reminder to everybody, it is indeed an extension of our Cyber Monday for the final day. This is it. This is it now. 67% off of becoming a diehard at alldlls.com. $26 for the first year. And when you sign up, you do get to pick a free t-shirt from the merch store. And you could pick the Stay Shiesty shirt, which are being printed. So get you one of those. Sign up to be a diehard. Get access to everything about all of your favorite DFW teams on our website, alldlls.com. Get into our Discord. Get discounts on merch and events. Get that free t-shirt. Sign up. This is the last day. 67% off. Sign up to be a diehard. All right, it is time for KBBU, No Ball Better University. Here's your professor, Jesse Holley.
Welcome. Class is now in session. All my good students, come to the front of the classroom. All you yahoos and riffraffs, get the hell out or get to the back of the classroom because we're about to learn a little bit. Make sure you hit the like button. This segment is brought to you by Qualys Roofing and Construction. Make sure if you're looking for a new roof, which is a free roof inspection, you go see my friends at Qualys Roofing and Construction.
Free DLLS t-shirt just for getting the inspection.
If you get a roof done, you get a whole new Traeger grill or
Blackstone.
Blackstone.
One or the
blacktop, one or the other. All right. So I don't know if you guys have heard or not lately, but everyone is around the football world is talking about George Pickens and the Cowboys offense and George Pickens running this slant. And through 13 weeks, you see just how potent this slant route has been for the Cowboys offense. George Pickens has run 40 of these things. He's been targeted 24 times. He has 19 receptions, 295 yards, and 159 yards after the catch. A little yak yards. All that right there being in first in the National Football League. Funny stat that John showed me this morning. He said, Jesse, do you know who the number 2 person in the league is at running slants? And we all start like listing off names. I'm like, who? This person, that's one. He's like, no. Jake Ferguson.
Okay.
Jake Ferguson's the number 2 slant runner in the entire league. He said, do you know how many times they've thrown they've thrown Ferguson the ball in the slant route that he's run?
Whole bunch.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he is one of the league leaders in tight ends and receptions.
A lot of catches.
I'm sure he's caught multiple slant routes.
Yep, a lot of them.
Oh, none.
AKA Jake Ferguson runs slants while the other guys run slants to get a guy out of the way.
Yeah, we call that for the love of the game. And so we head to the film. And what I want you to see right here is that George Pickens is running this slant, and then in multiple different looks right here, you see George Pickens. That's off and outside coverage. The cornerback's butt to the sideline, which, I mean, when Dak comes to the line of scrimmage and he sees that, he's almost salivating, waiting for this ball to be snapped because he knows it's going to be a completion. We also see George Pickens facing, do we have the next one?
Hold on. I lost it.
You lost it. All right, we can stay right here. That's fine. We can stay right here. Do you need to? Okay. All right. Or, so we have George Pickens right here against the Chiefs. You see this coverage right here. Now, I said how they keep letting them run the slant. As you can see right now, this DB is really pretty much set in press coverage and a little bit off to the outside of George Pickens. So, again, Dak Prescott looks out there and he says to himself, George Pickens, against these level of coverages, I like my chances.
Yes.
George Pickens. Remember, 2 weeks ago, we did George Pickens and his catch radius, 6'3", 6'4", long arms. So the catch radius for George Pickens is just absolutely phenomenal. And I went and I looked up what is on average in the National Football League, the percentage of completion when you're running different routes. And I went and found the slant route, and the slant route is a little over, if we're rounding up to the nearest 10, 69% of the time when people run slants in the National Football League, it's completed.
Okay.
Right? And opposed to the go route, which is around 25, 26% of the time people run go routes down the sideline, it is completed. So anytime you're doing anything in the passing game that's around 70% completion percentage, it's a damn good route. So we want to break down how George Pickens is running these slant routes right here and just some of the concepts that the Cowboys are using to get him open. As you see right here, George Pickens, bottom of the numbers, and you have Kevontae Turpin in motion. Now, why is Kevontae Turpin in motion? Well, what we have in the slant concept, you have the slant and then you have some sort of out route coming underneath that. Why is the out route so important? It's because it's going to drag that linebacker. It's going to drag him out of coverage to the flat so that window for Dak Prescott opens up a little bit more. So as you see right here, Kevontae Turpin goes in motion. You can already see that linebacker is beginning his trek to cover the flat. That's what it looked like right there. And the sweet spot right there where that star is at is right where that linebacker is standing. Right behind him is where you want to hit that before that safety can come down and interfere with that route. Any good slant runner, you're going to hear, hey, stay flat, because I don't want the route, the receiver to drift up the field to get closer to that driving safety that's coming down trying to cover it. And sometimes you'll have in a game, as you'll see here, George Pickens comes off and you'll have your best corner on your football team guess the wrong route. Someone here forgot to do what they were supposed to do because I have a linebacker and I have a cornerback all jumping this quick out route by Kevontae Turpin.
Got a double terp.
Yeah, got a double terp.
Don't worry about Pickens.
Look at this. Hold that picture right there, John. Go to that right there. Hold that picture right there. Look at the spacing that George Pickens has to catch this football. This is what we call pitch and catch. They make this pass and this completion just playing around. Look at that window. There's nothing obstructing the quarterback's view. He doesn't have to throw around anybody. He doesn't have to throw over anybody. I mean, it is this is the 70% completion percentage when you have this level of throw.
About 98
this will be about 99.99999% completion when you have that level. And then the thing that we showed you early on was 159 yards yak is because when George Pickens catch the ball right here, that safety ain't going to catch him off the rip. That linebacker ain't going to be able to catch him off the rip. He's probably going to put his foot in the ground, maybe spin back out. He likes to do that, or come out the backside of that thing. All right, now we go to what it looks like in press coverage. Now, this is press coverage, and you heard George Pickens say earlier this week, hey, listen, it's inevitable that they're going to try to stop this slant route, but I have releases for everything. I have releases for off and outside, off and straight up, press outside, press inside, two-man, cover two. He has releases for everything. And again, you're going to see him work the same thing right here. Now, you don't have the motion this time to get that linebacker out here. You have for Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson has run this route about 30-something times this year.
It's coming, Jake. It's coming.
Yeah, it's
coming,
30-something times this year. Has gotten the ball 0 times. Jake is running for the love of the game route. His job is to take the inside eye of that linebacker just to get him to turn ever so slightly to create that wider window for Dak Prescott to throw into George Pickens. Now, when George Pickens comes off the ball, he's going to give that outside foot release like he's running the go route, because all I want that cornerback to do is to be ever so aggressively stepping outside to not allow me to get outside of him. Once George Pickens does that, as you can see, outside foot out on the outside of your foot, you're going to lean that way, and I'm going to win back inside. And this thing is happening simultaneously. See Jake Ferguson take the eyes and the body
Jakey.
of that tight end, of that linebacker. That safety backs off a little bit, and you have another one of those wide windows for Dak Prescott to just so effortlessly and easily throw to George Pickens in that window. 6'3", 6'4", large catch radius where that ball can just be anywhere. And that pass right there, when you look at it, is even behind George Pickens. But because that window is so large, the DB is so far up, the safety is not bearing down on him, and the linebacker isn't closing in for him to knock his head off. And this is what they have been able to do so much. You had brought up a stat to us earlier talking about when we were talking at the table between George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb running slants all year long.
George Pickens, and technically you can do the math on the graphic that we put up, I guess, because it is the same number. But George Pickens is targeted on 60% of the slants that he runs, which is the highest number in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what threw me off is the fact that that is first, running 40 slants, because the number, based on how many routes he's run, he runs a slant less than 10% of the time, which means nobody in the league runs a slant 10% of the time, which seems weird to me. But whatever. So like the reason that it's not like, oh my God, we have to stop him from running this route, is because he runs it 10% of the time. Right? 90% of the time he's doing something else. It just feels like he runs it all the time because they throw it every time he runs it. And the second most targeted is CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb, when he runs a slant, gets the ball 56% of the time, which does mean that Jake Ferguson, his job on those plays is probably on almost all of them also run a slant. And there is zero chance for throwing it to you. You are getting in the way and moving people out of the way for these dudes.
Jake Ferguson is either running the inside slant or he's responsible for running that out route that you saw Kevontae Turpin running. Still the same thing to pull that linebacker out of that particular hole. So like Jeff was saying, when the Cowboys call a slant, they're throwing it every single time to one of those dudes. It is good. When the play comes into the huddle, Kevontae, Tolbert, Flournoy, Ferg, Schoolmaker.
Ferg's catching a slant this week.
Who else is there?
Don't worry about
Mingo,
it.
Spanford, Sprint, Jesse Holley. It doesn't make a difference. When they call it, one or two of those studs, they're throwing it to one of those dudes. And again, at that particular rate, they're talking about 70% and 60% of the time, it's a completion. So when you see those two dudes running a slant route, and we said it earlier, Coach Schottenheimer, tongue-in-cheek, said in his press conference this week, he said, I reached out to the Detroit Lions defensive coordinator and I let him know, hey guys, guess what?
We're doing this.
We're doing it again.
We're gonna run which tells me that play number one, slant and go. We gonna run slant and go.
If Ferg catches a slant, you got to tote it next Tuesday.
Tote throwing the slant to Ferg.
Tote a slant to Ferg.
I think Ferg's going to get one. I'm trying to picture the coverage that gets Ferg the slant in that scenario because he's running to both linebackers. Trying to hold the one in front of him.
No, what's going to end up happening is
we need that linebacker to take out.
That linebacker is going to go right now to the outside slant. It's going to be right there to Ferg. If they're going to, the first time it happens, they're not going to complete it. They're going to throw the ball hopefully into the dirt and it doesn't get completed, doesn't get intercepted. But Ferg's going to come back to the sideline and go, hey, man, that linebacker's getting out of there. I'm open on that slant. And I'll even tell you this. I know we talk a lot about, what's my guy named Whitner running me down in that San Francisco game.
Oh.
Yeah, you know the worst part about that is that he's a bad guy.
He is, but
At least what I've seen from
the
him
thing that
broadcasting.
people don't realize in that game, before we got to this play, your boy, 2 slants.
You had 2 slants?
2 slants in this game.
There you go.
2 slants before that
They
play
opened
happened.
up to the sideline, kind of gave it to you.
So the first one,
You had to earn it.
Tony didn't see it. I came out. I said, Tone, they're off and outside. Slants there.
He said, I ain't worried about you.
Because he went to Whitten. He went to the first one.
Why would he do that?
Right? Why would he do that? I'm like, hey, Tone, the slant's there, but it was incomplete. I'm like, hey. He said, I got you. Came to the slant. First down. Kept the drive alive. It was 3rd and 9.
That's what I'm talking about.
Boom. Slant kept the drive alive. We got to kick the extra point for that.
Slant man, we call him slant man, right? Slant man Pickens or Y option Witten. Which one's more automatic?
Slant man Pickens. See, I always
I don't
remember
know.
you.
Why option Whitten?
I always remember you by the end of your career.
Why
so
option
I've completely forgotten that Whitten was like a great player and a good
Y
athlete.
option Whitten Y option himself to the Hall of Fame. He's going to
I
go to
know.
the Hall of Fame off simply Y option.
But I remember the last 3 years of it, where if it was 3rd and 8, you were still getting 5.
But he was open.
He was always open.
He was always open. He wasn't deep enough, but he was always open.
Coming up next, all the reasons that your Cowboys are going to beat the Detroit Lions tomorrow. Don't forget to be here for our pre- and post-game show. Don't forget to take advantage of our Cyber Monday sale, which got extended one last day. Sign up to be a diehard. Get your free T-shirt. You can do the Stay Shiesty shirt. Coming up next, we have your players to watch. We got the picks and predictions. The rest of your preview, it's next. And as I just told you, give the gift of sports fandom. You know, we extended the deal for 1 day. 1 day. One night only. This one. Sign up to be a diehard, alldlls.com. Obviously, it's in the description if you're watching on YouTube. And you get 67% off right now. $26 for an entire year. I encourage you to compare that to anything you are paying for in the sports world in terms of a subscription or a membership, and then compare the value. Because we have writers who are writing about all of your favorite DFW sports teams. If you're a DFW sports team diehard, they have you covered. Premium content is there. Once the season is over, we'll be talking NFL draft. You'll have access to the rankings and scouting reports of all of that if you're a diehard. We have our Discord where you can hang out. I've been watching new TV shows, reading new books, and we've got channels for both of those things in Discord. So I'll be chatting with you about Tulsa King, which I found 2 days ago because I was feeling a little under the weather.
Okay.
I banged through 2 seasons in 2 days. I'm on season 3. Probably going to finish it today. I should probably be watching College Players, but I've been doing that. So it's great. And when you sign up, you do get to pick a free T-shirt from the merch store. And that T-shirt's more than $26. You know?
That's true. That's true.
And you get that for free. So your first year being a diehard at $26 a year is darn near stealing. We should arrest you. We should deliver that shirt with handcuffs. That's what we should do. But that's our newest shirt, and I think it's wonderful. We have ours on the way. I got the hoodie as well. And you can get a discount. If you want to get the hoodie, you get a discount on merch when you sign up to be a diehard. So take advantage of our final day right now. And also get signed up for the newsletter, alldlls.com/newsletter. Ali writes that thing. If we don't get enough subscriptions, he does get fired.
Had a little
First one to
message
go.
for y'all this morning.
Oh, nice message. We like that. It is the DLLS Cowboys Podcast as we are making our way. And I do have
Making our way downtown.
That's a cheat code in karaoke, by the way. That one. It's another one of the cheat code songs in karaoke. You pick that song, and you don't have to be good at anything. You don't have to know all the words. Just survive to the chorus, and everybody goes nuts. I can help you in the Discord if you need karaoke cheat codes. I have that for you as well. Just sign up to be a
2026,
diehard.
we getting that feet Discord.
We're
going
not
on.
getting a feat
Oh, my
channel
God. We're still on
that
that.
I'm aware of.
Check with HR.
That I'm aware of.
Check with HR as we speak.
I do want to throw one more thing at you, and this is why I don't know how this season is going to end. It's going to be it will be very hard for the Cowboys to make the postseason. This is probably a must-win. The rest of the games are probably must-win, and you need the Eagles to lose 2 more or the Bears to lose 3 more. It's going to be really hard for the Cowboys to make the playoffs. But some of the things I'm about to tell you are why I think the Cowboys have a legit Super Bowl contending team for the next couple of years.
Oh, next couple of years.
For the next couple of years.
All right.
Okay.
I was like,
If they
I know what you mean. This, I'm about to be like, okay, well,
check with me if they get in.
Okay.
Because if they get in, I think they do.
Okay.
I think the get in is the hardest. Well, that's not the hardest part. The hardest part would be winning the Super Bowl. But I think they're equally hard. Like this one, you need help. If you could get in,
like Blue Chew,
line them up and knock them down. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
So we talk about like George Pickens over the course of his career is run down there. We'll throw it down there. And when they're scared of you running down there to throw it down there, start to run down there, stop. We'll throw it to you. Okay? Got it? Great. And CeeDee Lamb has been like a, 13-yard. The deep ball receivers in the league might get you 17, 18 yards a catch.
Mm-hmm.
CeeDee might get you 12 or 13 a catch because he was such a high volume. You're catching our slants. Right. You're catching our stops. You're catching our screens. And the fact that you have two guys that are so freaking good on the same team that now we're talking about, hey, run down there. Hey, run down there and stop. But run down there again. And then run down there and stop. And now we're talking about the slant and stop and that guy. CeeDee Lamb is being targeted deep at the highest rate of his career this year. Almost 20% of his targets are deep balls. Since coming back from injury in week 7, he has been targeted deep 9 times. He's caught 5 of them for a league-high 235 yards and a touchdown. The embarrassment of what you have when you take a guy that people are like, oh, yeah, that's just a deep ball guy. Now he's slant god. And CeeDee Lamb, oh, that's the slant guy. He's underneath the possession guy. Now he's the deep ball guy. And you've got Quinnen Williams now in the middle of this defense. I don't know if they can make the playoffs. It's not up to them. If they can do their part, I have a sneaking suspicion if they win every game, some kind of way, one of the things will happen that you need and it'll fall to you. But that's the sort of stuff that you have two guys that can do whatever you want. CeeDee's not a deep ball guy. No, he wasn't.
All right.
Now we got this dude. Pickens ain't an underneath guy. He's not a yak guy. Yeah, he is. That's what you've got. And it's very exciting. And I'd love for them to make the playoffs. But if not, keep George Pickens, keep Quinnen Williams, keep CeeDee Lamb, keep Dak Prescott, run that crap back. Whoever wants it can get it.
Yeah, Shotty told us in training camp, and we laughed about it, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure he does. He said he lays it bed at night thinking about ways to get these two dogs the football.
I would too. You just don't have to make it weird.
Right. I mean, going to work as the offensive coordinator, when you know that I have a top 10 quarterback and you know that I have probably the best duo or second best duo. I don't feel like arguing with y'all about it.
No, we don't have to argue.
Yeah.
The Bengals duo is great. The Lions duo is great.
You know what I mean?
The Rams duo is great.
But that's exciting because there isn't a play that, especially in the passing game, that you can draw up that you don't think will be successful because you have these two level of dudes. What do I need from this play? Do I need verticality? Do I need, mid-level? Do I need underneath? Do I need a double move? Do I need a release? Like there isn't a route concept that you can't think of put together. You can drum up whatever you want. You can have the most creative mind. You can ask for suggestions from fans about running passing plays. And because you have these two dudes,
4 verts,
it works. It works because one of them is going to win. Now you have to just make sure that the quarterback chooses the right one that won on that particular play. And if you run it enough times, eventually you're going to get to the one that wins. And when he gets the ball in his hands, whether that's CeeDee, whether that's George, I know people are going to say, well, if CeeDee catches it, when CeeDee catches it, when he catches it,
just a couple hiccups.
Good things happen. Everything is a plus.
And Ali mentioned it earlier too, like early in the season, and this goes to what I'm saying about how spoiled you are. It was George Pickens down the field, can't be stopped, and if he is stopped, they'll probably throw a flag. And it was like, boy, George Pickens, and then PIs he's drawn. CeeDee's missed games. He's drawn twice as many now as George Pickens. If you stopped them, you probably grabbed him. Right. It's number 1 and number 3 in the NFL at drawing pass interference. Like the things you can do with those two guys is goofy. I would give a lot of Jerry's money to go back with the new guys on the team and replay a couple of those stinkers they played against poo-poo teams.
Yeah.
But we can't do that. So we'll just have to win the Super Bowl if we sneak in this year. Otherwise, it'll be in the next couple of years. Players to watch in this game is brought to you by Ali.
All right,
You
Terrence.
laugh at yourself? You laugh at me? Who are you laughing at?
By the way, I watched yesterday's episode on the track race.
Ali, you walk on the inside of your feet. You're not running anybody down.
We got the
I brought thing up.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's going down.
Okay, let's do it.
We have to
It's
race.
happening.
So we got to the
We just gotta
400
figure
mark.
out, do we need to go out? Do I have to drive up to
Chill
the
run.
Star to do that on the turf out there?
I think we could go like the parking lot. Or your knees can't
Wherever
take-
we can walk off 40. Wherever we can do 40. Look,
Yeah,
it'll hurt for a week, but when I
Chill
tell
can
you,
run still?
Ali, if you beat me in this foot race, I will hand you a hundo.
Oh, that's
And you don't have to give me nothing if
I
I
will
win.
take that.
You don't have to give me anything.
Would you say we get a head start on you?
Yeah, we get 3.5.
You get the winner. You get the winner.
The winner? Okay.
4 and a quarter.
3.5.
All right.
Everybody gets 3.5.
Players to watch, Ali.
All right.
I might give Pop 5.
Can he
five.
still run?
I might give Pop 5.
I give him 1.5.
Anyway, Terrence Steele, Aiden Hutchinson is from PFF. He's lined up 358 snaps on the left side, but then he's also 276 on the right side. So they could bump both ways. Nate Thomas likely starting on the opposite end, but seeing he's got more on that side, Terrence Steele is probably the guy to watch. And I know they're going to give him some help. But
And I do. I didn't stop you earlier because I thought you were in a groove and you were rolling and you were doing great work, great broadcasting. But talking about the on the road and the pre-snap penalties, I wanted to stop you and let you know, offensive Williams is out. Guyton ain't playing. That's 2 false starts a game right there. We good. Now it's just Ferg.
Offensive Sam Williams.
why you got to do him like that?
That's Jeff Sam.
Offensive Williams.
That's not me. 'Cause
What's
I
your
don't want
Twitter
you. I don't want you to run out of me. In the
What's your
lunchroom.
Twitter handle?
At Time for Jeffrey. We encourage all new followers. Shout out to Twitter. Getting rid of bots lately, though. Either that or I'm sending out some real bad stuff that my number's going down.
Mine too.
Which is good. Probably means they're getting
Yeah.
rid of some bots.
Good. That's good. That's
Shout
good.
out to all the ladies of the night who DM me all the time that love draft content.
I never get that though.
You
I
got-
mean, your,
check your DMs. You got bots.
That means your algorithm. Yeah, your algorithm is bringing on some other things.
Keep going, Ali.
I'm glad we brought up Jake Ferguson because he's in this list. Okay, Detroit ranks 27th in red zone defense. Their touchdown rate is 63.2%. So let this be the game where Ferg runs a slant in the red zone for a
Slant,
touchdown.
baby.
Okay.
We need one play where Dak says, ready to go, and he catches the ball, and the linebackers go, whew!
Yeah.
And he goes, huh?
Yeah. That's what he's probably going to do. He's probably going to be like, wait. Oh, you're open.
How is this?
He's going to, I'm telling you, the first one's going to incomplete because he's not going to
Stop
be
it.
expecting Jake Ferguson to be that wide open.
Jamarvin Overshown. I mean, is this and Shadi talked about that, the snaps are going up. He played 42 snaps on Thanksgiving. He said there will be obviously more to come. I know the amount of games they played in a certain amount of days, it's been tough managing that a little bit. But I feel like if this is the game where I don't want to say you want him to be what we saw last year because I get it's hard to do it with, banged up knees and all that stuff. But with the yardage after the catch the Lions have, because they have 3 guys in the top 15 yards after catch, you look to a guy like Overshown to try and slow that down.
Mm-hmm.
Overshown, Ali said earlier that we weren't a good enough tackling team either. So you know what Jesse told you a year ago? Just do what you're supposed to do. We like speed. We like acceleration. We like athleticism. We also like slowing down when it's time to tackle somebody.
That's it.
Just so you know.
Bring him down to the ground, brother.
Malik Hooker.
Oh, haven't heard that name in a while.
Well, look,
We were trying to run that dude out of here. Then
We were.
other people played, and we were like, man, we need Malik Hooker back.
I'm throwing someone in there that on the back end you feel like needs to be a stabilizer in the back end. And I mean, maybe not the best option, but I'll leave that to you guys. Do you think?
It's the best one we got.
That's the best safety we got.
It's the best one we got.
And that's why I threw him in there.
It's the best one we got.
Next year, it'll be Caleb Downs. It'll be the best one we got.
One can dream. How high do you got to get that guy, though?
He's a safety. We could probably get him in the teens. Maybe.
All right, lastly, I picked Quinnen Williams. We mentioned it earlier, the interior offensive line for Detroit struggling. Goff doesn't have the wheels of a Hurts or a Patrick Mahomes, and if you collapse the pocket on him, I mean, at this point, he's just trying to beat you with his arm.
Yeah, he's a statue. That man's a statue. He gets himself in trouble back there, and he's got tiny hands. So if you get that statue in trouble back there, you just get a piece of that ball. It's coming out of there. You try to hold a ball with like this. It's hard. It's
Hands.
not easy.
Can't relate.
No, me neither. I
Can't
got
relate.
okay size hands.
Got these paws.
Yeah, you got big ones.
Pop, pop, pop.
Is that a football you're doing that to? Is that all, Molly?
Yeah, that's all.
Oh, that's all. Well, we got a ball. Okay, predictions. Let's
Then-
do it. Hit me with a prediction. Tell me what happens.
You know what? I'm feeling good about this one. I'm going to ride them to go for a 4-game winning streak. They need this one more than ever, obviously. A lot of momentum. I like the receiver matchup. The Lions are banged up, but it's going to be a close game. I'm going to go Cowboys 28, Lions 27, 1 point win.
Oh, the old 1 point.
Price is right.
The old 1 point.
I'm riding the wave as well. You know,
one Price is right him 27-26. I'm cutting by one.
I actually, yes.
Okay, there you go.
My score is the Cowboys win this game 27-24.
Okay, you did. Price is right.
That was going to be my score.
See, then I'm going to definitely lose this because I'm going to go over because actually Sean in the chat gave my exact score. Dallas Cowboys 30, Detroit Lions 23. Prepare yourselves. Be back here tomorrow for pre and post game. We'll see you there. Remember.
Yeah, watch along.
What's that? Oh, we're doing a watch along. Pre and post and the whole darn thing in between. Watch the game with us. How about that?
And watch me beat Jesse in a race.
You have no idea what anybody's going through. Be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
Micah Parsons sucks.
We all silly like the mayor.